Alright, I just want to say Kalalal Yawa,
Oh,
Bashem
Yahweh,
Yahushai, Bashem Kwakudash,
Barakatuh.
double honors to the elders of GMS, and salutations to the brothers around the world, pushing this truth in sincerity, you know. Um, um, but I'm not Zach from GMS East.
And Brother Yaraba.
Um, this video today is about patience
Okay.
because, videos we do in the past we talk about having hope, giving thanks, keeping faith, right? And all those things tie into each other. But you know, patience is like the let's do it. Patience is like the string or the rope or the glue or whatever way you want to put it. Patience is what does tie all of them together, and patience is an integral part of the whole equation.
If I could also say, patience come like the endurance part of it. Because you'll
Can
see it are men who come into the truth and they had the hope and they had the faith and all these different things, but they didn't have the patience to endure with it until the end. You
well, that is
understand?
why I say is an integral part of the equation also.
Yeah.
There is Luke 8 from Luke 8 from verse 11, right? Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of power. Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. Then on the rock are they, when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have not root, which for while believe, and in time for temptation fall away.
Okay.
And that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard go forth, and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But
Okay.
that on good ground are they which in honest and good heart, having heard the word, kept it, and bring forth fruit with patience. You understand?
Okay.
The parable was basically about the seeds, the seeds that fallen on the rock, in the thorns, and on the good ground. But the one on the good ground will bring forth fruit on our one time with patience. That's how integral patience is.
And if I could say something, okay, see
Well,
the one you read before it, where you talk about those with the cares of the world actually
can
choke the world. Because you see,
that is
it
on the
also
thorns.
can. Like, you got brothers who, like, for example, who actually in this world, but because of the cares of different things, it go actually hinder them from doing what they're supposed to do. Because you'll see, it had brothers who actually stopped preaching because they was going through certain situations in life, or they stopped doing the Lord work because
Can
things was tough for them. You understand? And that is when that's actually showing that the patience running out because they
no,
wasn't enjoying with the affliction.
can and well, they know we famous precept endure as a good soldier of our shine.
Can
You understand? Because you can't run a race, even if it's a sprint. You can't run it without endurance. Yeah, that's some kind of endurance in it.
can.
You understand?
And
And this race of life, where we don't know when the finish line is the biggest test of endurance you will ever have.
There's not sprinters. There's like there's a 100,000 meter
The
dash.
marathon can.
Yeah, now gotta make 10 laps around the country, first it long. So
Tawash, yeah.
so you can't wanna start off hot and sweaty and feel that you're gonna be able to go along with it. Everything
And
is
by the time you
balanced.
reach quarter, your energy burn out. You can't make a note.
Name Gatorade can help you.
Can. And as you did bring up that, let me go to my next precept. As you did bring up how the cares at this world and they couldn't endure through the affliction. Let me bring my second precept one time. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 19. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. You understand? They say, let us examine him with torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Meekness meaning your humbleness. And,
Can.
and within your affliction, right? That is what will prove your patience by, like with Job, when Job was being tested. You understand? Because many of these is it with these churchgoers, right? Many of the people who not in the truth,
Can.
all them know about Job is Job was tried and tested and the family get killed and he had warts and whatever and he didn't lose faith. He didn't lose faith. But them apparently never read the whole book of Job or never even start to read Job to understand that Job was starting to question and his Job servants start to basically tell him, hey, what going on with you? You forgetting who the most high is?
Can.
What going on with you, boy? You not
Like,
feeling good? What going on with you?
if,
You're losing
if,
it.
if I can even say at the start, when it now start off with him, he was even dealing with understanding. Because
Can,
he even tell the wife, hey, don't speak because I one of the foolish women. So when it
can.
now start off, he was more or less, but after time pass,
Exactly.
it started to become more weary. You
Yeah, they
understand?
examine him with torture. You understand?
Right, and
Because
truly is
that's how the whole thing began, because when when the Most High approached Satan and he say where he was and Satan said to and fro throughout the earth or something like that, just paraphrasing.
God.
Something like that. And the Most High tell him, well, have you considered Job my servant? I said, my boy, and deal with it, just don't kill him. Do what you want. Don't kill him. Job was cool in the first 100 meters. Job showing off. Thing, what going on with you? You're a normal woman, how you getting on so? Thing. What you mean
God.
question the Lord, girl, what going on with you? You are feeling good thing. He start to say, but wait now, what going on here? Start to see children die here, so he said, alright. Start to get heavy. Patients start to look a little shaky, and
No,
now his servants have to try and hold him up. And that is what went on. You understand? It's basically each affliction, right, would test would test every element of your spirit. And by element I don't mean like element. I mean like things that make up your spirit, your faith, your patience, your wisdom,
I,
your
they would
knowledge,
they would
all
test your
those things.
weaknesses also.
Can you understand? And it go and at the end of every affliction, you will look back and you go see why you needed exactly that type of affliction for whatever reason. You understand? That is why he say the good ones bring forth fruit, but with patience. The ones that fall on good ground, Salaki, the ones that fall on good ground will bring forth fruit. Just patience, boy. Just patience. It's so. I go read over that precept again, boy. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 19. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience, boy.
Okay, if I can say, you see some of the we can't see them, but some of them spirits just be over here doing the bird man.
You
Yeah,
telling
so
me they can't wait to get a piece of you. They can't wait.
doing the bird man. I say, yeah, boy, we have him here. You look like you're going on, you know. Because
That
they
is
just,
it.
you understand? Because remember, they was created for vengeance. You
Can.
understand? This is actually what they're good at. This was created for a purpose of afflicting somebody. It's like, for example, like Esau. Esau, Esau blessing is his sword. You ever see like how them Catholics and them used to torture people long time? You understand?
Mm.
That is a gift that they have, and you can see that they're very creative in how to go about doing it.
Can.
You understand? So these spirits out there was created to actually afflict people. They, them is the best at the best in the field. You understand? So that show you how powerful it is. And if the Lord actually not with you, you will crack. That is
Can.
how good they are.
Can. You understand? So is like every affliction it go either break you or it go make you. And if it break you, it's because it wasn't supposed to be. This wasn't supposed to be for you. Basically,
Can.
you understand? The truth is not for you. That is just it. And You would be reprobate, so you wouldn't even realize it. So I can't even say you would realize. You go even know. You understand?
Might see it and catch it in a video or something, or or in a picture with some transvestite. I have a have a have a have a precept here.
Good.
It said there's James 1. I'll start from 1, right? It said James is servant of power
You're going down
and
to the park.
Dr. Foyer.
Yeah, boy. I want it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
James is servant of power and of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad greeting, right? Can you see really and truly who he was dealing with? And not
Can
just 12 tribes, but the elected the 12 tribes.
can
Because them is the ones, as the scriptures say, the ones who he wouldn't allow to be tempted above that which they are capable.
can.
You understand? So verse 2 is say, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Because
Mm-hmm.
right, there is something that the Lord Himself does bring upon you,
Can
because it like a how you try to look at it like a study and exam system with the Lord. You understand?
that's right.
You actually practice it, and then you had to be tried to actually fulfill it, and it does
Can
go back and forward, and it does help to strengthen you until the last day, because in the last times that is your final exam. When final exams come to pass out of school. That the biggest test it does take.
can
But when you're in school time, and we in that school phase right now. You
can.
understand? We being learned right now, right? It say, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations.
Mm-hmm.
See, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. And
Can
I would just teach, like even me, I wouldn't say I was very happy about a lot of my trials, but if I look back at them, I could see how much I learned. I could see how much patience I have now compared to how much I used to have, knowing
can
myself. It has helped to build you. You understand? It's helped to make you more resistant to certain things. It's helped to build your understanding, and it has helped to keep you humble. You
that's right.
understand? It's actually training humility so that the Lord could remain working with you. Because it's why Scriptures talk about knowledge puffed it up. You understand? So
Can
the smarter you get, if the Lord actually want to preserve you, you will be afflicted from time to time to keep your mind on a base level, so that you
can
wouldn't think too highly of yourself, or that you wouldn't get distracted from what you're supposed to be doing.
that's
Right?
right.
The Lord have a way of killing 10 birds and 20 birds with one stone. Right?
Today's joke, yes.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you're saying, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. You say, but let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Can
You understand? So there's really a part of it's something you can't escape. It's like doing an exam when you're in school. You had to actually study, and then you had to go through a test to actually see if you learn. You understand?
can
Just the system of it. All
have a
right, go ahead.
precept there. There's Romans 5 from 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with power through our Lord Mashiach, Yahushua Mashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of power. Verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Can.
You understand? So just like how you were saying, now you could have looked back through your afflictions and really see, hey, boy, that really had to happen for me to understand this or for me to see this. The afflictions work with your patience and your patience didn't fail. Like why now you could look back and see how far you come.
Can. I have a precept for you already.
Go ahead now.
They First Peter 1. I'll read from verse 6, right? It
Mm-hmm.
say, wherein ye greatly rejoice. It say, though now for a season. right? Because ready be for a period of time, right? Sometimes with brothers, some brothers will be longer than others, some brothers will be shorter than others, some must be worse than others, some must be better than others. But we know what portion he gonna pop on. I've seen some things. Some men yoked as be like house. You understand? That is
Con,
just how it be. That is just how it is be. Right? They say for a season, if need be, we are in heaviness through manifold temptations. 'Cause like I say, it is vary between every brother. Sometimes might watch a brother and you might prefer he own, and sometimes he might watch yours and prefer yours. But the Lord does know who he has give what portion.
con,
Verse 7 is saying that the trial of your faith being more precious, being much more precious, Salakia, than of gold that perisheth. It said through the it said though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at
con,
the appearance of Yahushua Mashiach. Right? So there is also at the same time, out of all the things we call out, there is also how you're going to earn the reward you're going to receive. Because the two-thirds not going to have this patience. You
con,
understand? They're not going to endure through affliction and still do what they're supposed to do. If a two-third was going through the things that we're going through, they're looking to go and rob somebody or go and sell weed or, go and do something that is not supposed, or go and do some puja, go and do something they're not supposed to be doing to be able to get money or to be able to be more comfortable. The men of the Lord will actually understand the situation then and
con.
deal with the situation as it goes and still retain the what as I talk about in Job, retain the you say he retain he I forget the word he use. He said Job still he integrity, right? They'll retain the integrity and still do what it is required of them by the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it good or it bad or it in the middle, you still have a job to do.
Con.
All right. What it is you go through.
In season, out of season.
Can whether it raining for you on the outside or it raining for you on the inside, you still you still had to go
Still
out
had
and
to
do what
do
you're
what you had
supposed
to
to do.
do. Our precept there.
Good.
They Sirach 2 and 13. Well, from 13. 13 and 14, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Most High shall visit you? So,
Can. And that's a real good precept. Good.
what is you going to do when the time come? What you going to do? Can you run out of patience? You couldn't wait. You couldn't endure. You didn't have that stamina. Men doing training, lifting weights, running for miles to build physical stamina. You understand? And they do have spiritual stamina. They can't make any spiritual marathon. They can't go through tribulation by me and no money. But what kind of mad thing is this? Like, let me go and snatch a purse. Let me go and do some wackle thing.
Can. All right, and really, if I could say I could add some brothers that have some testimonies of the kind of trials that us go through. I know usually in this life as a man, your toughest trials has be either finance, family, or women. That is usually be the
Can't,
three toughest. You understand? And some
can't
brothers
knock
will
that
tell
with
you that
that.
they went through some kind of trials pertaining to these three things. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? But at the end of the day, they still keep doing what it is because really and truly, as soon as a man come into the truth, that is the first thing spirits trying to get you to do is to stop doing what you're supposed to do so you could fall out. Because
Can't,
really and truly, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it's like for example, the elders say 2-3 videos a week because they want to keep men in that spirit that they don't get warm because they know when a man get warm and the Lord find no pleasure in it, he could throw you away. You
can't,
understand? It don't have to be because you like the brother that mean he go stay in the truth now. It don't work that way. They're trying to keep you in a particular way so that the Lord will have the light in you and keep you around. That is even though men does get vexed for that 3 videos thing, that is the point and the reason why the elders tell them to do that. Tell them to do
Con,
the job, stay in the spirit, so the Lord would have the light in them. Because they don't want
con.
to see a brother come in and then fall out. You
Like
understand?
men not even looking at it like this, right? Alright. The more you be spiritual, the more you understand and open up your wisdom, opening up, the most I will keep you around, right? He won't cut you off. Therefore, the 144,000 go build up even faster because he had to cut off you to add back one. You understand?
Or because it had too much, so he trying to trim off the ends. It could be either one.
Well, that is it too. But what I'm
But
saying is,
mm,
the faster the more men do the job, the faster the numbers run up and we reach where we have to reach and we do what we have to do and we get out of here. Understand? The faster we beat the mission.
but see, you think about it also, like what I was saying just now. Spirits is actually trying to get you from this, try to do put things in your way so that you could stop doing your job. You
Come,
understand? They might get a woman, they might get something nice, they might take something. They could do it from either angle. Either they could get you something or they could take something from you to distract you. You
come,
understand? And that go how you not doing what you're supposed to do. Yes, I'd have plenty men that lose faith because either they gain something that was a distraction or they lose something and that become a distraction.
come.
You understand? When you're ready, I have a precept for you. When you finish.
Well, yeah, you can bring your precept back.
Good? Okay. So this is Luke 12. I always like this precept. Luke 12, I'll start from 45. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
It says, but and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maid servants like you, and to eat and drink with the drunken, right? So you start to afflict the men around him. You understand? And start to mix up in shit you're not supposed to be mixing up in,
Come,
right? Say the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, because when the Lord take that spirit away from you, you're not going and be looking for signs of the times no more. So he will creep up on you unknowingly. Because
come.
only his men of the understanding will be actually looking out for these things. Right? Right. And will cut him in sunder and will point his portion with the unbelievers. Right? Because he become an unbeliever now. And even worse than the first, because he did once believe and then depart. So his judgment is worse. As they go and say here. It say, and that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. And there's something you wouldn't like to see happen to your brothers. Because you
Come,
know, man coming to the truth. Anytime he leave, his penalty is worse than 2/3.
come.
Yeah. The same people you going out and warn on the streets and doing videos and warning them, your penalty will be worse than them if you fall out. So that why it's supposed to be at least trying to do what you're supposed to do to stay here. You understand? 'Cause every man just think himself everything cool and then one day you just realize you are trying to pray and I ain't remembering how to pronounce the Lord name. You
Mm,
understand? Just it could happen to you just like that. It's no joke. You understand? You thinking everything is a cool scene and you're slacking and just so you forget how to pronounce the Lord name. That will wake you up one time. You understand?
come.
That is how simple it is. It say, but that he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. And that is these 2/3. They have affliction to get, but their affliction will still be better off than a man who was in the truth and fall out. It say, for unto whosoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. Now you see how it say here, to whom much is given, of him shall much be required.
Come.
So for we that had the knowledge of these things, it have much that required of us. You understand? We have a certain way we're supposed to be. We have certain things we're supposed to do, and we have certain things that we had to go through, and we had to endure with that until the end.
Con.
You understand? And I know they say ignorance is bliss. Majority of these tutors, I'll say, they will be doing things and some affliction go happen to them and they just still happy because they don't really understand the situation. You understand? But we understand exactly what happening and why it happening. You understand? And we know that there's something that we had to deal with until the end. And the bright side to that is we also understand through faith what the reward is at the end of all of this. Whether it is we live to see it in this life or not. Because you have
Con.
some brothers who have passed away in this life and they gotta come back and receive it. But through faith we understand what it is we going through all this for. You that preceptive, bro?
Yeah. You see Hebrews 10 from 35 and 36. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which had great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that
Okay.
after ye have done the will of power, ye might receive the promise.
Okay. And that has always been my but strangely that always been my trial. I always having my patience beaten. Because patience is not really my strongest point. So that is why I was very often have to be afflicted in that department. It's not the happiest thing, but I know it's
Mm,
something that I have to strengthen. So when it happens, I know why it happens. Because really and truly, only the Lord really knows the kind of things that going on before this place. We might read it and be able to visualize it in your head, but
con,
you can't really visualize see a woman eating she son. You know, to a certain extent, you can't really visualize something like that to the extreme level, and that is something that used to happen in the past. So imagine when the time of Jacob's trouble come, that worse than any other time there ever was and ever will be. The kind of things that you will see in them times, your patience had to be on point. Yes, and your patience and your faith have to be on point. If it's not on point, you wouldn't last. You understand? And that is why the Lord will be doing these things to really build your patience and to build your faith so that when that time comes, He'll be able to work with you and you'll be able to endure until the end. Whether it be because you had to get your head cut off or whether it be because, you had to actually just survive somewhere, right? But you had to possess faith and you had to possess patience. Because when that shit start, you don't know what it is you gotta go through. You ain't know where you're gonna end up. You ain't gonna know if you're gonna see your next brother again. You ain't know if you're gonna be killed. You ain't know how long it's going to last. You understand? And I just a handful. It is a handful of different things you could think about. So
con,
imagine the kind of patience and faith you gotta have for that time. Kind of things you gotta see or things you gotta go through. You understand? So all this is just a part of the grooming process. The scriptures keep talking about they that endure until the end.
I'm bring a precept for you there.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Can you see? So and they that keep the patience is the one that he will actually keep. The one to keep the patience and the faith is the ones that he will be working with, who he will keep in
Can,
that time.
can,
You understand? Because that is really and truly how we working now to deserve what it is we go and get. Even though men there's always stress on the fact that the election was sealed from the beginning, what we doing here is how we going and earn what it is we going and get. Because really and
Con.
truly, it's not just about you saying that you know that it's already sealed from the beginning. Everything that the elect go in and receive, they earn it by the things that they did or the things that they're doing. You understand? You had to earn it. We just fulfilling. We was chosen from the beginning. Well, we believe that we was chosen from the beginning to actually receive it, but we also working towards it. You understand? Just like Yahushua Mashiach, from the beginning, he was chosen to be the heir of everything. You understand?
Con.
To inherit. But he also had to come and work for it. He had to come and fulfill his duties to actually possess it. So it's not just about saying, that it ordained and if it's yours, it's yours. But you also had to put in that work. Always remember that.
Con.
Now, some got to work more than others. And, it is always vary in a lot of things. But don't feel that it's not something you have to put effort into. Because everything in life, you have to put effort into it. You don't just sit back and $1 million fall in your lap out of no way. Everything in life is how to put effort into. And the word is nothing different.
Con.
Because they talk about it being like a workman. A workman is do what, sit down and get paid. He's not government working. You working a government working, you just sit down, do nothing and get paid. But a workman of the Lord, you had to work.
Con.
I have a precept for you. Anyway,
Right.
you see, the Revelations 2, verse 20, start on 25, right? It say, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. That is what? That is the faith that you have, the patience and the knowledge. You understand? Okay, well, men
Mm-hmm.
who mightn't be the sharpest at breakdowns, but they understand the scriptures. All these things you have to hold on to, hold fast to, and keep it until the end. Right? All these things, your faith, your patience, and keep doing the correct thing. Right? It say, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, right? Keep that faith, that patience, and actually keep doing what it's supposed to do. Don't say, well, the elect and seal, so I already had to do what it's supposed to do. You understand? The Lord is always criticized slothful men, slackers. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It say, and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And that is the reward they're going to receive for having and keeping all these things until, you understand? Because we really and truly, when we talk about a consolation prize, like what they talk about in Luke when they say, woe unto them are rich, for they have received their consolation. And when you look at the term consolation, that is like a prize that fit for like a loser. You understand? Like, like, thanks for participating. We just give you this to say that, you
Yeah.
was here. Like, they give you a pen and you see a man
Yeah.
hold a trophy.
A pen with the
You,
logo on it.
yeah, you don't want that shit. You don't want that. You don't want a consolation prize. You want the actual prize. You understand? Then that is really and truly that we're doing all these things for, keeping the patience, faith, and doing the work of the Lord. The work also. All these things is a part of it. Because there's what you're working for. Yeah, so I want to beat Esau. I want to beat Esau real bad. Yeah, so I want to cock up my foot on a Esau child, just like what I used to do with my children. You understand? I want to cock up my foot on one of them and take my little bullwhip with the hooks and strap a man to. Yeah, I wanna enjoy that too. You
Con.
understand? Verse 27, it say, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. It say, even as I received of my father. You understand? They say you break them with the rod of iron. Just like it's talked about in Psalms when it say the Messiah will break them with the rod of iron. We gonna get to enjoy that same, Abaratazar.
Con.
You understand? The election going and get to enjoy that. But that's something that he worked for, and that's something that we had to work for. By what? Patience, faith, endurance, and keeping with our work.
Con. One more precept by Agwell.
Yeah, go up.
This is James 5. I go, yeah, James 5 from 7. From 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Most High. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and had long patience for it, until he
Um,
received the early and latter rain. Verse 8. Be
well, if
also.
I, if I, if I can say that before you read verse 8,
What?
when you process verse 7, you'll see that even though Yahushua Mashiach do everything he had to do, he himself still had to wait. You can imagine watching something that is yours and you still sit down and wait till you
And
get it.
wait for it. And know
You
it there.
understand?
And know it's yours.
You know
Carry
it's
it.
yours. Yeah, like somebody put up a wall. I look at people over the wall and watch it. I had to wait until the moody wall fair to go and take it. So
Can.
even he himself had to wait, just like we. We had to be patient. He had to be patient. You understand? Good.
Verse 8. Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Most High draweth nigh. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Most High, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Most High, that the Most High is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Um,
You
but,
understand?
I, but if I could say quick, you see, like I talk about the patience of Job and say the most high is of tender mercies. The scripture also tell you, it say he will have mercy on who he will
He
have.
will have mercy on.
You understand? So that
And
mercy do extend to everybody.
exactly.
You understand? But the elect, it say the elect have obtained mercy, not
Can,
just by ordinance and also by faith, but also
can,
by actually deserving it. You
can,
understand? Just it's like with David. David was a righteous man from the womb, but the Lord did find delight in him because of how he was, not just because he was ordained to be David. You understand? Go ahead.
no, that's a thought. What I was going to say was, like how you were saying on when you say Job, um he will have mercy on who he would have mercy on. And
Mm-hmm.
man, not everybody's prayer will be like Job, because in Job he said Job was perfect, you know.
Can.
You understand? Job was perfect. You understand? And we know we not perfect. We striving to be perfect. Every day we see up, and that is the only goal. Strive to be
Can.
perfect.
No, but just like if I could say, just like Job, the man of the Lord is be to that extent of perfection. Because
Can
notice that like Job never used to sin, but he
no
was perfect. He was perfect. Whereas I'm gonna read this. Read this precept quick.
well
He was perfect in this sense. Um, it said this is so this is John 9 verse 31, right? It say, now we know, right? So like here, John 9 verse 31, it say, now we know that power heareth not sinners. Now just like Job and even all of us, we could never say that we never sin.
can
But the difference between the election, the hopefully elect, and the two-thirds is that they just actually try not to do it.
can
You understand? They just try to be how the Lord want them to be. And they just try to refrain from wickedness. When they do wickedness, because every man does stumble, they'll repent, ask for forgiveness, and try
and
not to
sin
do
no
it
more.
anymore. That is
And
the same thing like with Job. When Job's children was being wicked, what he was doing, he was in the corner sacrificing bullock and asking the Lord to, get him all these up. Because that
mhm,
is that you can see the difference between him and others. That even he and his children was different. You
Can.
understand? And that is the difference between the righteous. Just like what we talk about here. Because every man sin, but the Lord working with the ones who actually just try not to do those
Try
things.
not to.
It's like it's like what I talk about in I think it's Ecclesiastes where it say for the Lord hated sinners and that's paraphrasing
Mm-hmm.
and they that fear him delight not in them.
Can.
You understand? Our reader or finish reader say, now we know that power heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshipper of power and doeth his will, him he heareth. So that is
Mm-hmm.
the so that in it by itself is the most perfect that you'll actually get on this earth.
Can.
You understand? Until we actually become fully perfect, whereas we get in new bodies and we'll never sin again. But that perfectness that Job had in the extent that he used to actually fear the Lord and eschew evil. That is the most perfect that anybody gonna get right now until we leave this place.
Can. Yeah, I
So go ahead.
also wanted to say too, the scripture I just read say, use the prophets as examples now, right? How they
Can
went through the tribulation and still retain the faith, the
can.
patience. They went through the tribulation with patience. Like when the Most High take it was Peter's wife, right?
And it was Ezekiel, I believe. Repeat in the New Testament, the Old Testament.
I believe it tell it by me, I'm sure.
I know he killed Ezekiel wife. I think it was Ezekiel wife he killing to him, don't cry.
Is one of them wife he take and he tell them don't even shed a tear.
Yeah, that was I think that was Ezekiel. That was in the Old Testament.
That was Ezekiel?
I believe it was Ezekiel it was.
Alright, well calm.
I believe so. It was Ezekiel, I believe so.
You understand?
And it was an Old Testament prophet, it wasn't a new
Mm-hmm.
one.
Can. Yeah, can. Understand? You have patience because I mean that your wife. And the most I say, don't do that. Don't cry, brother, don't cry. That makes sense.
I think I did read our brother did read that precept. We did do a video just yesterday, and he did read a precept particular about what did he just say in there. I have a reason why the Lord tell it that.
Mm-hmm.
That is Ecclesiasticus 2. I'll read verse I'll start from I'll start from one, right? Ecclesiasticus 2, I'll start from one. It said,
Alright.
my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy
And
soul
I
for
saw for
temptation.
temptation, can.
Okay. It says, set thy heart aright and
Mm-hmm.
constantly endure, right? It
Mm-hmm.
say, and make no haste in the time of
Times of
trouble.
trouble.
It say, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased in thy last
Not
end.
no,
Now you see how it say here, it say, cleave unto him and
can.
depart not away. Because when tribulation hit people, what is the first thing they just do? They just flee from the Lord. And they just
Can.
look to other means to satisfy. Because people only flock to the Lord to get stuff. The
Can.
same thing they're saying. And as soon as tribulation hit them, there's always look to different means. You'll see them with Buddha statue in the house because they say that is bring money, or they'll go and rub some Buddha head, or they'll go have koi fish, or some one of each them traditions that the heathens, you understand, they always go on. Anytime they realize stuff ain't working out for them when they're serving the Lord, the first thing there's always do, they doesn't want to cleave onto him. They just want to depart away and go to something else that will give them what it is they want. You
Can.
understand? Because the Lord know why he tell you that, because he know he will afflict you. But he telling you at the same time, don't go on to something else. You have to stay right here and deal with it. You understand?
Can.
You have to have that patience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good to talk about it say I have told you this before afore so you'll not be offended. He makes sure and he tell you in the scriptures so you'll know when it happened. Don't tote, don't tote as the sinners go, don't tote no feelings. You know it's going to happen. You know that I'm going to bring this up on you. You got to deal with it as it come. It wouldn't be easy to deal with, but it's my way or the highway. Really and
Can.
truly. Facts. My or the highway. You know where let's go.
Can. It's just about having that patience and by having that patience, that go build your faith, that go increase your understanding. You understand? 'Cause patience is a real big patience, just as big as faith and wisdom and understanding.
If I could also say, just like faith and understanding, patience is a gift.
And
So
as
it's
we
not
say,
something that
patience is a
everybody
virtue.
possess. Yeah, it's not something everybody possess. It's not something
And
that the Lord grant everybody,
some have it and some have to practice to get it.
and some will never have it because it just
Well,
wasn't given to them.
can but then again when I think about it is like like me. I I don't have patience to like wait on people and them kind of thing. See that kind of patience, like physical, carnal patience, and I don't have that. You understand? But the spiritual patience, I go have that because I know better. You understand? I don't like when people have me waiting and thing. But I know this race, I can't afford to lose patience in this race, not this marathon.
I, I didn't have none for either, but it was beaten into me, so I have quite a bit now.
Can't allow your passion to shine for that.
I have quite a bit now compared to how I was. I started off with close to none, and I could say I'm a changed person.
See, bring forth fruit with patience, with
Gone,
patience.
gone. With the smite of the rod.
Hmm.
Uh, how many more you wanna close off?
Now we can close off then.
I know, see. No, go ahead now.
You have any more?
Nah, I got there.
Alright. We want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakwakodash, double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well. And I say salutations to the brothers around the world pushing this truth in sincerity, in spirituality, in patience, forever enduring by further long suffering. And I
Gone.
say shalom to that
Shalom.
to the Akim. You know? Once again I'm Brother Manatazak from GMS Trinidad East.
Brother Yaraba.
Right, Akim, so shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakatah.
Brakata.